Once upon a time, in a kingdom where the nights were darker than ink and the stars shimmered like silver dust, there stood an ancient stone well right in the center of the royal courtyard. But this wasn't an ordinary well. No one drew water from it. In fact, no one even dared to approach it after sunset, because they believed the well didn't hold water. It held whispers. Long ago, the king of this land had 3 daughters. Princess Aria, who was bold and strong. Princess Selene, wise and quiet. And Princess Myra, gentle and kind. The entire kingdom adored them. But the king, for all his power, had one terrible weakness. He feared losing control. He believed the world was a dangerous place and that freedom only led to ruin. And so he locked his own daughters within the palace walls, forbidding them from speaking to strangers, exploring the bustling city, or even making the smallest choices for themselves. "You are safest under my command," he would always say, his voice firm. But safety without freedom slowly, surely became a prison. The princesses felt their vibrant spirits begin to fade within the cold, silent halls of the palace. Then, one stormy night, as lightning split the sky and thunder rattled the castle stones, the princesses vanished. Just like that, there were no broken doors, no signs of a struggle, only a deafening silence. And the ancient well in the courtyard, the one everyone feared, began to glow with a faint ethereal light. The people of the kingdom started to whisper amongst themselves, "The well has taken them." Desperate, the king ordered his soldiers to search everywhere. They scoured the deepest forests, climbed the highest mountains, and even traveled to neighboring kingdoms. But the princesses were nowhere to be found. They had disappeared without a trace. Now, in the royal stables, there worked a quiet boy named Tomas. He had grown up in the palace, but he was the kind of person who was invisible to most, always in the background. Unlike the king's soldiers, Tomas didn't search the outside world. He listened. One night, while he was feeding the horses, he heard something. It was soft, almost like the wind, but it was a voice, not from the sky and not from the forest, but from beneath the ground. Intrigued, he followed the faint sound. It led him, of all places, to the whispered about well. He leaned cautiously over its dark edge, holding his breath, and then he heard it clearly this time. "We are not lost." Without a second thought, Tomas began to climb down the old stone interior, his fingers and feet finding grips in the moss-covered bricks. He expected to hit cold water at the bottom, but instead there was light. He found himself in a hidden underground chamber, beautifully carved long, long ago. And inside were the 3 princesses. They were alive, unharmed, but they were different. There was a new light in their eyes. The well, he realized, was not a prison. It was a sanctuary. Princess Selene, the wise one, spoke first. Her voice was calm and steady. "The well is ancient magic," she explained. "It listens to unspoken sorrow." Princess Aria, the bold one, continued, her voice ringing with newfound strength. "We did not fall. We were drawn here. And then Princess Mira, the gentle one, whispered, "The well protects those whose voices are unheard." For years, the princesses had silently, desperately wished for freedom. The well, which had been built centuries ago by a queen who had once suffered the same fate, had heard their silent pleas and awakened. It hadn't swallowed them. It had answered them. It offered them a space to find their own strength, away from their father's suffocating fear. Tomas helped them climb out of the well just before dawn. When the king saw his daughters walking across the courtyard, alive and well, he broke down and wept with relief. But they did not return to the palace as the silent, obedient girls they once were. Princess Aria stood tall before him. "You locked us away in your fear." Princess Celine added softly, "You tried to protect us from life itself, but life is meant to be lived, not hidden from it." Princess Myra took her father's trembling hand. "We did not need a prison to be safe, Father. We just needed your trust." In that moment, the king finally understood. He had been so afraid of the world that he himself had become the greatest danger to his own children. He saw the strength and wisdom in their eyes and knew they were right. From that day forward, the ancient well was no longer a place of fear. Once every year, on the anniversary of the princess's return, the entire kingdom would gather around it for what became known as the Magic Story Night. The princesses would share their story about fear, about silence, and about the quiet magic that answers the bravest of hearts. And as they spoke, the well would glow softly, not as a warning, but as a beautiful reminder. A reminder that sometimes the deepest, darkest places don't exist to trap us. They exist to awaken us. Thanks so much for watching this story unfold with us. If you enjoyed this tale, please give this video a like and subscribe for more magical stories. We'll see you in the next one.